right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Leave. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous. Check to you. 93, 52, 93.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, orbit.
They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Check. He's checking. Nice. Hey, echo. Mike 54.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Leave. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Dalton here from the gun. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Swearinger. Certainly not how. Ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
180. Check 56. Right here. Check 31. Check. Alert.
Now a 2-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Trying the right side Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on third.
Hey, my 7. Alert.
Here's the second year back from Southern Miss, Ito Smith. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge...
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Check. 12. Go. 54. Here we go.
Mike spot 4.
Hey, go.
Garoppolo now. And an alley to run. They'll wind up with 7 on the dump-off, but it'll set up third down.
Brendan, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Here we go.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
Hey, Foxtrot.
54's Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Hey, alert. Man.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Looking for Campbell downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Swearinger. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
4 receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 4. Mayfield to throw it. He finds a rookie from Iowa, T.J. Hockenson. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A first down carry for Smith. And he's got this down to the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Bravo. Regular. Point it right. Watch out.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Hey, alert! Hey, alert 33. Hey, I'm coming. Watch out. Switch.
From the gun, Mayfield. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Miles Boykin, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone...
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Cameron Jordan able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. On play action, now Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
And he comes back with one complete. Ouch, you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10.
Give me some. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up 1st and goal at the 5. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Check it out. Hey, alert 33. What's up?
Following the interception, Mayfield escaping the pressure right. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Baker Mayfield with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Gano the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Hey, Charlie.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. The left side throw complete to Adams. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
54, Mike, 54.
Hey, wahoo!
54.
Throwing on second and long. Garoppolo. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking for Todd Gurley. And that'll make it third down.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's got the rookie, Darius Slayton. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's fourth down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker.
Here we go. 180!
Here we go.
65.
Right there. 54, right there. 54.
Hey, exit.
Here we go on fourth down with Garoppolo. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Cameron Jordan and the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Here we go.
Check 13. Hey, alert. Switch. Check 52.
On first down, they run with Howard. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On second down and 4, Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 5. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
We play to win.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Jim. Hey, alert.
Smith trying to run for it. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Howard all alone in the backfield on second and goal.
Pistol. You draw corkers.
Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point try good by Gano. And that makes the score 21-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any point. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Hey, Haywood!
Garoppolo looks to throw. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Go ahead.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Jumper, 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 jumper. 11. Hey, seam 6.
54, right there, right there.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? When everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Real. 56, Mike, 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey, Alpha.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. After the penalty, it's Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ito Smith, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. So they went to the ground game on third, hoping to pick up the first. They also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to having to pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, third down. They don't care that it's third and whatever. They figure they're going to throw the ball. And when you call a running play, I think you energize them. I think you juice them up because I haven't met offensive linemen yet that likes to pass block more than they like to run block. And they opened up some nice holes there for him, and he took it to the house.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo. And Brate, the tight end's got it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
It's a gain of 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Right there. 54.
Hey, orbit.
54 Mike.
All day, baby, all day.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
One, Omaha. Get hot.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Landry now on the return. This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in near an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on fourth down leads to 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Campbell making the catch. Touchdown, 49ers. Harris Campbell in the final seconds of the first half as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Mike 56, Mike 56.
Mayfield looks to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. So even with pass interference. It's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
A first down throw for Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
56 to Mike. 56. Hey, we heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges.
Hey, Echo.
56.
What's that?
56. Hey, pick up.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Buying time to his left. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Drop deep, drop deep. Slam, slam, slam.
Hey, high 7. Regular.
A give to Smith out of the gun. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
King.
He's scared. He's coming.
Regular.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. On now, Graham Gano. He's hit from 63 as recently as last year. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
21.
Mike 5-4.
Go.
Hey.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. He'll have a first down past the 40, the 40, the 30, 20, 10, and he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 67 yards on the ground.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180! 11, 11, 11, 11. Screen! Watch the screen!
On first and goal, Gurley. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here we go.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
12, 12.
Safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Gotta figure this is one they need here on third and goal. Garoppolo. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now Brett Maher for the field goal try. This is a 26-yard attempt. Maher able to put this one through. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 33 and a first. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Bravo. 50 pilot, 64, weak.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. On the left side, this is Stills. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Kenny Stills, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Hey,
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Now a play fake here on first down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Swearinger. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long, he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
You got time. Quick stone, travel.
Check safety, check safety. Wide, get wide.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Again, it's Howard. Oh, look at the juke. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenny Stills with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point try good by Gano, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Check, watch 54. Hey, alert, alert, alert. Hey, Charlie.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Blue Dan.
Garoppolo on first down. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Cameron Jordan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
You gonna see me in your nightmares.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Hey, exit. Go ahead.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. 25 yards that time. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in.
And it's a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Seahawks first down.
Check 99. Check 99. Hey, watch it. Watch out.
On first, they go right back to Howard. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Touchdown.
Jordan Howard, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gano the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
Let's go, fellas.
That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Fresno.
11.
Hey, watch that.
Hey, Haywood.
54. Mike, 54. Hey, D-line, let's get in there.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And he rifles one incomplete. The tight end Cameron Brate was the target. And it's 3rd down.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game film from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go with Howard again. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Howard. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That good for 19 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run on first down. Howard. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Here we go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
I'm coming for you. 13.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Intended for Tyrell Williams. Incomplete.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley.